Is it somebody right on my core? This is the moment you're meant to know.
Like time through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, I'm here because there is a update, some tea on Northwest, our girl Northy, but yeah, so let's just run it all down. So if you guys do not remember, August is here and gone, and guess what? No tour from Northwest like it was supposed to be. North and Molly on the something Kauai tour. So that they were both kind of sad about it, but you know what? North told us that there is more to come in her music endeavor, that she is not over and she is not done with music. So guess who just recently did an interview? Northwest with the magazine company Dazed. And Northwest composed. She's very photogenic, especially with her style that she has going on. But you know what? It polarizes the internet because she is only 13 after all. We do have to remember that no matter how much she might look like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, maybe 26, 27 year old. So because of that, we got 27 is a little bit, we're going to cut it off at 23. 24, maybe you can start getting away with it. 25, so she's looking at about that age range, way beyond her years, at least almost 10 years above her age, and she is only 13. And yet she is fashionable, she is hip, she is in that culture, she has embraced the Japanese culture. She is a true blend of Kanye and Kim. She's the perfect blend, combination, amalgamation, whatever you guys want to call it, of her parents, for real. So because of that, I can't wait to see what's going to continue happening for Northwest. But let me tell you guys, if you want to read the interview, you can go read the interview for yourself on Dazed. However, I wanted to bring to you guys some things that I found very interesting. Now, I did take these questions out of order, so but these were the ones that I just found interesting because she had responses that piqued my curiosity and interest, because I am here today to see what is going on with Northwest, especially I'll get there because I think she's like hinting at it, but let's get here. First and foremost, it says, if you were an artist, what do you think you would be? And she said, I still want to work. I want to work at like Starbucks next year. So not even just thinking about if I wasn't an artist right now, what would I be? No, I just want to work, period, whether I'm an artist. So now she wants to branch out into Starbucks. And she's saying that because she's going to be 14 next year, that she should be able to work at Starbucks. She has her fingers crossed that she can get a gig at Starbucks. She thinks that she wants a regular job. No, she says, I think I can. I want to have a regular job, I guess. So Northwest doesn't seem to know what she wants exactly, but she knows she wants to make that money. She wants to try to be maybe a regular person while still being Northwest. Just get a little bit of taste of best of both worlds. A little Hannah Montana up in here, like Molly Santana joked about. But this one really caught my attention. The interviewer had asked, "What's something you like to do but you're bad at?" I don't like to do things that I'm bad at. So my question is, North, if you don't like to do things that you're bad at and you've gotten this type of reception since you've made your debut album, and now you're thinking next year, future, what's in your 5-year plan? I didn't hear music. What I heard in your 5-year plan is, I think I want to work at Starbucks. That's a full-time commitment. I mean, yes, people do work a full-time job and make music out of their side time, out of their spare time that they have. But that just makes me piques my curiosity. So remember, she said that she doesn't like to do things that she's bad at. So that's number one. Here's another thing. She said that she hasn't painted in a while. That was something that she was really into. She loved to paint sunsets. However, this was her excuse for why she doesn't do painting anymore, because it's messy and it gets oils on her hands because of the paint that she likes. So because of that, she has strayed away from painting. I'm just saying, we see maybe the way, I'm not trying to like psychoanalyze her, but I just see there's a pattern of strong sense of self, but then some maybe insecurities along the way. Everything I do say is allegedly. Here are some other things, and this one I found very interesting. What fictional character do you identify with the most, and why? And her why was kind of a flimsy answer, but she says she identifies with Hatsune Miku. That's her twin, for real, for real. And so, what do you love most about her? And she said her blue twin tails, of course. That's always the inspo. Blue hair or nothing? Question mark. Maybe I'll do black. Maybe I'll do black in it one day. Why is Miku your favorite? Because she's my inspiration. Why is Miku your inspiration? I have been to a couple of anime conventions recently, and I realized there was a huge dark lore surrounding Vocaloid. Now, as somebody who listened to Vocaloid literally when I was North's age, they disguise with the pretty visuals, the upbeat songs. You wouldn't think, and then because it's in a different language, you just literally wouldn't think that they're singing some literally morbid lyrics, like talking about wanting to off themselves, talking about like having psychosis. Like they go really deep into this Vocaloid stuff of like trippy mind stuff, and you don't even realize you're honestly digesting it. So like when I got out of the Vocaloid community, years gone by at that, and then to come back to it and see, I mean, it's still good. I still enjoy Vocaloid, I'm not gonna lie. But just to see that has a dark nature just surrounding it, and it's the lore and the fan base, and the fans love it. The fans eat this up. The fans fuel the lore. So listen, it started, but the generations kept giving it legs, and it kept running. It crawled, sprinted, it crawled, then walked, then sprinted, then run, dash, then run. I'm not even sure, but you see how we're escalating here? That's just how it has morphed into a weird, I'm almost gonna say trauma bonding experience, because at this point everybody is aware of the almost sinister music. I mean, not all of it, but a good majority of it can be, and you just wouldn't realize it because it's just up tempo and the music is good. It's just a culture shock. But all that to be said, that's like what she's into, and you've seen her visuals. We have seen her dark gothic visuals that she has paired with it, and have talked and reflected on her life and feeling like she can't trust people. People use her, all this negative energy. So we see that she is attaching herself to Vocaloid and Miku number one. But so that's another thing. She is the number one. She is the first for Kim and Kanye. So because of that, there's like deep layers and symbolism all put together with that. So that to be said, I just find it interesting that she completely glossed over the why that's her favorite idol. So because of that, I just want to bring that, guys, to your attention. Something else. Oh, and then her piercings. I found out some of them are stickers. Not all of them are real, but she says that she wants to get her nose bridged, but she's apparently not allowed to bridge it. So this, that, and the third. Keep moving on here. So this interview. So first off, this interviewer asked her about Rolling Loud, which was back in May. And then they saw her in Paris a few weeks ago, and was that Paris Fashion Week was in June, and we're now in August. So I'm trying to figure out, when was this article A written, and B, when did you interview North between June and August to get this article out? So all that to be said, because guess what? She said that she wanted to make a music video. This was her talking about things that she wanted to continue doing. It talked about the tour being canceled and what she had to do for the future. Like she had already told us then, and she did come to bring to fruition. So she says that she wants to do it. We probably gonna see Northwest. I hope we don't see Northwest, but we might see Northwest in Starbucks next year, because she said that she wanted to make a music video for her song Ayeshite, and she made a music video for her song Ayeshite. So because of that, she says it, she does it. She wants to work at Starbucks next year, and she thinks that she can. That all she needs. That's all she needs, is that she thinks that she has the ability to do it. So she's going to go do it, and we'll see if it works for her. Because now that's working in the real world. Now she wants to see what it's like to work in the real common world, where things don't come maybe as easily, and she can just manipulate and move things to her will, where mommy and daddy don't have that kind of power. I don't know. Are we getting a break in the Northwest identity of who she's trying to break and explore and figure out who she all is? So that being said, yeah, I think that is all I had to say about North. That is all I had to say about North. Actually, what she said she was currently obsessed with, which is why I wanted to know when this article was done, was that she said that she's really currently obsessed with, at the time between June and now, she's been obsessed with rehearsing, specifically dance rehearsing, where she hasn't performed like literally since she was on stage with Molly Santana, and then she did her own little solo concert when she dropped her album. So where is she? Why is she? I mean, I know she was dancing and rehearsing to get prepared for this tour that was going to happen in August before it got canceled. But like, now what's she going to get herself currently obsessed with if she isn't out there dancing and rehearsing to perform live? So I'm just a bit curious, and the cards are going to tell me a little bit more about that as well. Yeah, I think, here's one thing. One thing North said, the interviewer said, "What's the worst piece of advice you have ever been given?" And she said, "To start my career later." It's like, nah. This is my hobby. This is what I like to do. This is what I want to do with my life. How do we get from there to, I want to work at Starbucks next year? We see the Gemini, we see the two twins kind of polarizing and fighting with each other, and she's got to figure out how to make them become one personality, and she has to do that while all being on in the media, in front of the cameras, in the public's view of eye, while also, I'm not trying to put her out there, her disabilities, but that's another thing that probably adds to her insecurity, which is being dyslexic. So now on top of that, she might, we already know that Kim has pretty much curated her curriculum to fit North's needs. If I'm bad at this, if I'm bad at that because of my dyslexia, I'm not going to do it. She told us she doesn't like to do things that she's bad at. So does that mean she ever gets good and evolve and become better and grow and evolve as a person? See, that's why I need to do a reading. So that being said, I'm here to pull some cards on Northwest to figure out what's going on with our girl. What's going on with Northwest? North, how are you feeling? Since you're just how you feeling about yourself, your music career, just all that. Forget about the Dazed article. That was just a little tidbit and diving us in. But really, just tell me, how are you? Are you comfortable in your body? That's a better question. Are you comfortable in your life? Like, she feel like she's just like swimming in her life as her life overconsumes her? Like, let's just see. The first card that we have is the Knight of Pentacles, which is very fitting. It seems like there's a halt, a pause in her career, and she is feeling it. Now, is this self-proclaimed? Because maybe she could have been the one that canceled the door. Maybe it could have been because of her parents. Let's pull some cards to see. We have the Six of Wands, which would be weird to have the Six of Wands as a block. Let's see. The foundation is Ten of Pentacles. Okay, well, that's good at least. Oh, in the past, we're coming from strength, but we went from strength to the Knight of Pentacles. I wonder why the Knight of Pentacles is going to come to a stop. We have the Seven of Swords, and then we have the Empress. Okay, North really has some extremely strong cards. I can't even lie. We have strength and the Empress. How strong of feminine energy can you get? And as a female, as North is, makes me just wonder, does she have strong dominant figures around her? But let's just see and dive more into it, because first and foremost, right now, what North is feeling just about her career, with everything going on within her life, she's feeling like the Knight of Pentacles. It's awkward. It's an awkward period. The Knight of Pentacles can symbolize being awkward, like, when you're going through like growth spurts, puberty, body changes. It's hard. You got to learn to get to all those adjustments, and when those hormones start kicking like they've never kicked before, you got to figure out how to mentally wrap your head around all of that. So because of that, and your body's changing, so because of that, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and also just when it comes to her career and just how everything that she's doing in her life at this moment just kind of just put on a pause, because there needs to be a time of reflection and figuring out what the next steps are, because we started off strong. We started off with courage. We started off bold, confidence, skyrocket. There was nothing that was going to tear down little Northeast dreams. Still not either, which is a great thing to have. Resilience, for real. Inner strength to go up against anything that comes up against you. That's really great to have within inside of yourself. And we see those qualities within North just by the way she carries herself. So we can see the strength working on North. But this is in her past. And like I said, we went from that strength, that inner strength, that stronghold, and that resilience to hold it down while it's going down. Because, she had to deal with the fact that her tour got canceled, all that build up, all that work, that stamina, tenacity she had to go through just to get there, just to have the dreams let down. But don't worry, just because we're at a halt, there still is a future looking forward. And the Empress says it all. We went from the Knight of Pentacles to the greatest pentacle of all, the Empress, Mother Nature, Earth herself. So because of that, North is ready to bust out in the scenes. No, joking. I mean, she really is, metaphorically. She's ready to see what the world has to offer her. I think she's honestly counting down to she's mature. She just turned 4. She knows she's already thinking about 14. So if she's already thinking about 14, you can guarantee she's probably already thinking about 15. So because of that, she's thinking about what can she do, things that she can accomplish. Like they say, little things, the things that I can add to my belt, just another thing, another notch underneath my belt. That's exactly what Northwest is, kind of like a checklist for her. It's for fun, but it's also just to challenge herself to an extent, because we have strength here. I mean, honestly, it's, the best thing I can say is you got to know when to say when, and I have been learning and been taught that by Mama Crone, but you just got to know when to say when, and be able to know when you've had enough and you've reached your limit. And it seems like that inner strength has taught North that behind the scenes. So maybe that's why she straight out says, if I'm bad at it, I know me best, and I don't like me when I'm bad at something. So it's just best for me not to do what I'm bad at. So because of all that, that inner strength to know when to say when, to have that kind of sense of maturity. But when you have that kind of level of maturity, especially at her age, you would think you would know and be way more mature than you way are. That awkward Knight of Pentacles reality shifting coming into, but then we have Empress, the future, her blooming into herself as she's exploring herself in all sense of aspects behind the closed scenes that we see, but all at the same time, the block on top of this beautiful reading, honestly, is the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands, you're like wondering, why is the Six of Wands a celebration, a coming together, a camaraderie? This is maybe something that she's celebrating with her and herself. Now, I'm gonna honestly ask how her parents have an influence in her life, because honestly, with the Six of Wands as the block, it makes me wonder if she is solo dolo celebrating her own accomplishments, because there just aren't people around her that celebrate her accomplishments that she needs for herself. Strength, so let me be my own cheerleader, hoorah, hoorah kind of thing. Let me go out there and be my own empress, since I'm already a mini empress already anyway. Knight of Pentacles, kind of getting ahead of yourself. But hey, let's just see, because right here we have at the foundation is the Ten of Pentacles. Chef's kiss, beautiful card. However, the Ten of Pentacles at the foundation symbolizes, you would think would symbolize, hey, she could come from a strong family dynamic background. But also the Ten of Pentacles can also symbolize things being overwhelmed and crowded, and it's time to move on and leave things behind. That could also be how she's feeling too. And if you mix the two together, maybe her family is too busy and too crowded to even fit north in their life. So it's like, why not just go out and do my own thing? Kind of thing, kind of if that and the thing, because it makes me wonder. Here we have the Seven of Swords, which is somebody who usually sneaks out thinking that they're getting away with something, and sneaking out because they feel like they are outcasted, and maybe it's their mindset and perspective. Like I said, that weird awkwardness with the Knight of Pentacles of trying to figure out who you are at 13, 14, 12. So all those different things, 12, 13, 14, just think about all those awkward ages. God, I'm already including 14. She's not even 14 yet. But including all of that, we still have a whole half of a year to get, like a little less than a whole half a year to get there. So because of that, the fact that I'm already including 14 in there, just thinking about all those awkward times. I'm not even sure if she has her period yet, but then that's going to be another awkward adjustment that she's going to have to deal with. So all that going on can really mess up the way you perceive your reality. Seven of Swords. So then she's could think, oh, nobody cares about me. I don't want to call it like first child syndrome. When they say you're the first child, you, I don't want to say you don't get, usually when you're the first, like, Hasanumiku, it's, I don't want to say like a lot, because I'm trying to put into words what people call the first child syndrome, where your parents did this, that, and the third, but if they had other children, they were like lax on them because you were the first, and that they lived and they learned. So now they know how to adjust for the other ones, kind of thing. So when the other ones come, you as the older child, not that you should be feeling left out anyway, but you might start feeling left out because now your parents are focusing on the little ones, and you're kind of getting mature enough to look out for your own, all those sense of responsibilities and solitude and isolation kind of can maybe start, like, again, I keep coming back to make you think that maybe you're a little bit more mature. Maybe you think, oh, well, I get overlooked, nobody's really going to care what I'm going to do, so I'm going to go do this, that, and the third. Or hey, we know I don't want to say North has been we have known North to act out, so we know that her parents may give her a little bit of her way. So if I just put up a little stank or no stank at all, my parents aren't just going to do anything about it. So because of that thing, we start getting into those types of mentalities of where she maybe will start trying to actually push their boundaries and limits to see how far she can really go as she becomes the empress and bloom into her true self. But I just want to pull some cards before I go, how this is going to be for Kim, and then this is going to be for North. So Kanye. So let's see, how does Kim fit into Northwest life? We have the Two of Cups. Ew. And the Three of Swords. Oh my God, that's almost like I love you, I hate you kind of thing. Let's see, how does Kanye fit into Northwest life? We have the High Priest and the Moon. Oh, whew. Yeah. Her more major arcana cards came out, but it was all for her father. Like I said, she already had a lot of stuff to process, but maybe that could just be the fact that both her and her father are Gemini. So if her as a Gemini have some major arcana cards, maybe that in retrospect, meaning how she feels towards her father, another fellow Gemini, would be a type of major arcana situation. But then on that same flip side, Kim is another air sign too. She's a Libra. She has that balance that, you love her kind of thing. So with that Two of Cups kind of energy, Kim really is trying. Kim really is wanting to be supportive. Kim definitely wants to try to be there and a part of her life. But also all at the same time, Northwest is feeling a bit of Three of Swords. Like, I love your love. I love what you're giving me, but it's not enough. It's not what I want. Like I keep saying that North isn't getting what she needs. But yes, she might be getting the love. She's getting the support. She's getting the attention. Sure, give them the benefit of the doubt. But, some, I don't want to say when you have because like I said, I'm not a mental health specialist, so I'm not trying to diagnose her, but we do know she might have some disabilities. And if those are the cases and she can still function, high functioning at that, she can still do the things that she needs to do. So with all those pros and cons, the pros outweigh the cons kind of thing when it comes to with Kim and being an air sign, with them both being air signs. It's like, you get me because we're air signs, but you don't truly get me, Three of Swords. So you're there, you're trying, you're giving me love, you're trying to shower me with everything you think I need, but it's not what I need. I don't maybe know how to express what I possibly need. So that, because she doesn't even know what she needs. So it's like, that's why I said with Kim, it's like a love-hate kind of relationship. Kim definitely, truly, really does try, but it's North. So, but on the flip side, with Kanye, we still have the Moon. Trust, it's not all peaches and cream with her father either. But we have the Hierophant, which is usually about conformity and traditions. Like I said, maybe because they're both Geminis, they are both on the same track, ideology, mindset, Hierophant kind of energy. So they could get onto the same morals, onto the same way of law, way of thinking kind of thing. So maybe they could more align with each other morally and how they want to approach life. But also at the same time, we have the Moon. That's great and all, but then we still have the Moon. It's phases. It has its good days. It has its bad days. So with all that going on with North and how she feels for her parents, about all her parents are actively in her life and giving her what she just being parents the best that they possibly can while being celebrities. And we know that celebrities tend to struggle to sometimes be the most attentive to their children, especially if they have more than one, and then you have balanced movies and promotions, all that nannies. So, celebrities is a different type of bonding that they get with their children. So in that terms and aspect, I guess you can say Kim and Kanye are doing the best that they can. It's just all falling on North, and now it's a bit awkward. And maybe this could all really truly stem from, if they really did truly have a better connection with their daughter, it really wouldn't be this awkward. She could maybe open up and talk to them and get some helpful insight, so she's not all up in her head thinking Gemini, two twins, this, that, composing opposites, pulling you left, right. I don't know what to do, what's right, what's wrong. But all who she can probably lean on as well is, this is what, he Gemini, I'm Gemini, this is what he do. Well, we seem to get along way better, so I'll just, whatever he does, I'll follow, kind of thing. He'll be my mentor, role model. So all that, but then that's a whole nother thing on its own too, if that's the case. So we got all that going on of her trying to figure out what is Northwest. So with all that being said, that's what I'm getting from the cards. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I sure did. It gave me truly a normal girl, actually. All that being said, celebrity, hoopla, artist, 13-year-old dressing way more mature than her age. All that being said, stripping it down to the inner working of Northwest, she is truly just like any other. I didn't think I was honestly going to say this in the reading. Just truly like any other, as best as she can, girl her age out there. She just happens to have money and famous parents that blast her life and make it a little bit more different than the common people. But emotionally and hormonally, she like anybody else her age, for real. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Northwest. I sure did. I got way into it, way more than I did. It gave me some really good insight on that. Thank you, Northy. We're like besties at this point. I'm starting to feel, because I really appreciate this reading, because I didn't expect this. I thought we was going to have a confident North busting out saying, I'm coming back with music. I'm going to do this. Nothing's going to stop me. Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm going to conquer the world. Who rules the world? North. That's what I was expecting. I thought I was going to get like a hellion that was just like, you can't stop me. I thought like how she was going to feel towards her parents was going to be like, you know what, forget them. My parents aren't in my life. I'm just living just solo dolo. Who has parents? Kanye and Kim who? That's what I thought I was going to get, but I didn't get any of that from Northwest in these cards. So that being said, I was delightful to see that it's not all smoke and mirrors with what Kim's saying allegedly out there about how she is in her daughter's life. It's just North that kind of makes it a bit complicated for Kim. So with that being said, I guess we can give Kim some grace on that end. But hey, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I sure did. Please give this video a thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and become a beautiful sunflower, and become a sunflower and spread those beautiful sunflower seeds. So maybe you can shine light on people like Northwest who just need a little bit of guidance and a little bit of figuring out who they are in this earth. We have all gone through that phase, the famous "Who am I?" And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And you know what I say before I go? Hype us up. Subscribe to us. And don't forget to thumb us up. Hey, sunflowers.